music, I joined the group. And Randy Roman and my dad and everybody taught me so much. I learned so much from that team. And, you know, he's so humble that he just kind of accepts whatever position he's given. But I owe a lot to the man back here. And I know to open worship years and years ago, he would open with this verse, which he memorized, and I should do, but I'm looking at my phone. And it's Psalm 100, and it says, "Make a joyful shout to the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before him, his presence with singing. Know that the Lord, he is God. It's he who has made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful to him, and bless his name. For the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth endures to all generations." That's a good one. And I'm constantly reminded of the truth. I screw up a lot, and I'm pretty stubborn, like my mom. Sometimes it takes a while to learn. I'm learning a little bit. We're not going to have words on the screen. We were asked about that. If you know the song, awesome. And if you don't, that's okay. I would rather you just kind of take the time to pray or close your eyes. Just listen. In my experiences, words have kind of been distracted because people are worried about getting them right instead of just worried about the presence of God. We're just going to sing. You might know this first song. Lord of all creation, spent some time with the worship team also. She noticed I was harassing Johnny about tuning. She said, "Don't you let him harass you about tuning, because I had to deal with his tuning for 10 years." Lots of patience from you guys. I give you a lot of credit. I'm going to play an original. It's called Indescribable. If you know what, please sing along. The song is very easy. It's called Here at Your Feet. It's what we used to do anyway. The chorus is just here at your feet, here at your feet. I lay it down. If you guys can, please sing with me. All that turns my eyes from you, I lay it sin my heart runs to, I lay it down. You alone can satisfy. I will only find my life here at your feet, here at your feet, here at your feet. I lay it down. Here at your feet, here at your feet, here at your feet, I lay it down. All for you, my friend, my God, I lay it down. Just to know, my friend, my God, I lay it down. You alone can satisfy. I will only find my life here at your feet, here at your feet, here at your feet. I lay it down. Here at your feet, here at your feet, here at your feet, I lay it down. Here at your feet, here at your feet, here at your feet, I lay it down. Here at your feet, here at your feet, here at your feet, I lay it down. Here at your feet, here at your feet, here at your feet, I lay it down. So, like I said earlier, life's been kind of crazy for us since we've been moving around, and I've had a really bad luck with vehicles. My uncle lent me his truck while he was away in mid-northern Michigan. I was at a gas station, and I opened his door, and I put it in where I thought was parked, and I backed up and folded his brand new truck door backwards. And he was gone, and I called him, and I said, "Nate, I've got a collateral damage report for you." And he said, well, he was super forgiving and gracious. And it cost a little bit of money, and I paid for it. It was my fault. And I ended up buying a new truck of my own, and I was really excited about my new truck. And, well, I was pulling out of the parking lot, and one of those poles was sitting there. I'm backing up in crunch, my brand new truck. it's got this huge dent. That was a huge deductible. And yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on a roll here. So right before we left for this event, for this weekend, we were packing up the truck, and we put the cap on. We had to put our cap on for traveling. Got the cap on. The truck was clean. I just washed it. Everything seemed to be going smooth. And I backed up to the garage to load our sound equipment. It's always about reverse. I don't get it. I don't get it. Don't let me use your car. And I'm backing up, and I left the tail of my new cap open. And the cap exploded. It hit the side of the house and just blew up. That tempered glass went everywhere. And Johnny and Zeke and Mickey and my wife, we were probably an hour and a half cleaning up shards of glass before we loaded. And I'm just shaking my head. I said some things I probably shouldn't have said. I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, I must be destined for this. I must be destined for this. I don't know if I'm cursed. I don't know what the deal is, but I feel like I should just accept it. It was quite a pity party. And I'm like, that's several hundred more dollars that we can't afford right now to fix. I'm like, what's the deal here? So, fast forward, we're at a gas station. Forward, didn't say reverse. Okay? So we're at a gas station on our way here. And we're filling up on gas, and this gentleman pulls up in a brand new Cadillac Escalade, black Escalade. It's a family of people. He rolls down his window and he's super desperate. And he's in a suit and tie, and a nice vest on, and he's like dripping in gold jewelry, this guy. And he said, my granddaughter lost my wallet. He said, my family's from Dubai. We're here for my uncle's funeral. He said, I don't have any money. Do you have $100 or $200 I can use? And you know when someone like asks you for $1 outside the gas station? I guess in Dubai it's in hundreds instead of Anyway, so he asks me this, and red flags go up immediately. I'm thinking this guy's trying to scam me, but then I'm putting the pieces together. I'm like, why would a scam artist be driving a Cadillac Escalade in a suit? I don't know what the deal is. And he starts taking off his rings and his jewelry. And I said, hold on a second. So let me see what we have in the vehicle, because he needed cash. And so I went and I got $100. And I went and I gave it to him. And he was so grateful. And his daughter rolled down the window in the back seat, and she was thanking me, and his wife was sitting in the passenger seat. She was thanking me. So it was a family in there. And they were just so grateful. And I acted. And he takes his necklace off his neck, and he puts it in my hand, and he just says, thank you. And it's a necklace I'm wearing around my neck right now. And I didn't realize that this necklace is worth $2,000. And it's 14 karat gold, and the pendant is Mary, and which is odd because most people from Dubai are Muslim, and they just happen to be Catholic. And I thought that was really coincidental. And Mary found favor with God, and it was moving for me. And I feel like I shouldn't sell this thing. I was like, oh, I'll sell it, make some money. And then I really started thinking about it. I'm like, I think this should be a reminder to me that God is really in control at the end of the day. And a few $100 of damage to my cap is nothing. And he just happened to show up in the form of a man in a business suit from Dubai the next day.
Amen.
Testimony. God provides, always. And we're so grateful to be here with you guys. This next song is called Never Turn. It just happens to be John and Debbie's favorite. Get a little kick action there. Sound like, oh yeah. Oh, there it is.
Before we get started, I just wanted to say something real quick. I feel like God's telling me to say it, so I'm going to. I was at work the other day, and Jillian went over something really interesting that kind of struck a chord with me because it's so important as children and as adults, but especially as children, is your identity, who you are. And we see in our society today a lot of struggle with that. And God plays such a role in putting an identity in who we are. He has names for us in heaven, completely unique names that no one knows. It's so cool. And anxiety is something I struggle with a lot. Like, I try not to make a big deal out of it, but I get anxiety a lot. But I know that through that weakness, I can lean on God for that strength, which is what makes it so unique about our weaknesses. Is everyone else, a weakness is a weakness, but when we can lean on God, our weaknesses become our strengths, which I think is so cool. So I was at work one day, and I was really stressed. Like, when I'm at work, I don't listen to music. I work in silence because I love silence. There's something very precious about it, especially to me. And I was stressed out about a lot of things. I had things that I had to take care of with work, things I had to take care of at home. Like, I just had a lot on my mind. And so I start praying. I'm like, God, how do I handle this constant anxiety about just a bunch of dumb stuff most of the time? But this dumb stuff adds up, and it creates such a burden on your shoulders. To the point where, like, there will be times where I'll just break down. As cheesy as that sounds. And I was praying, and I said, God, how do I deal with this anxiety? And, like, I just started, like, trying to just putting it all on his shoulders, just saying, God, take this off me. How do I deal with this? You know, going through the steps of how to deal with it. Just accept that it's there. It's not a big deal. Begin walking me through it. And then I said, you know, and then he told me, I heard a voice saying, it's all going to be okay. And I was like, well, God, how? Because you know how sometimes your mind, you hear your own voice in your head, and you're like, okay, wait, is that God? Is that me? And I said, how do I know it's you? You know, how do I know it's not just my head talking? He said, it's me, Ishmael. So, like, of course, my aunt had talked about this kind of thing, how God gives us names throughout our lives. I look up Ishmael, the definition, Hebrew definition of Ishmael, and I never knew it before. It means God listens. So I want to let you know that God works through your weaknesses. And if you're struggling, when people say take it to Him, you know, put it all on God, you're like, what the heck does that mean? You touched up on it a little bit. And it just means literally going to God and praying, God, take this away from me. It's a very simple thing. And I realized that. And He gave me an identity. He's listening to me.
John. I wish I could have harassed John a little bit more. I can't think of anything though. So our name, people ask us what our name means. And our name comes from Genesis 2:7, where God breathed the breath of life into Adam's nostrils and made him a living soul. You know, we don't have the ability to create life, and I don't think we ever will. I think that's something only God has the power to do. And he breathed that breath into Adam, and that's what Neshama was. And we like to think of the music as something that brings life to people. At the Reserve Wesleyan Church tomorrow night at 6:30. Again, Reserve Wesleyan Church at 6:30. Be there and be square. It's going to be fun. We're going to incorporate a lot more. You're going to hear your repertoire, maybe even some newer stuff, and we're excited to share with you guys. Thank you so much for having us. It's also free. It's free. It's free. You don't have to pay it. After the $50 entry fee. So please come. We'd love to see you. Tell your friends and family about it. Thank you all so much, and God bless you. You asked for it. Come set your